New footage of King Von's death was leaked online, showing the moments before and after shots were fired. It quickly took over social media, bringing the tragic night back into the spotlight. With King Von's body cam footage now leaked online and more clips surfacing, a viral tweet added to the heartbreak. It claimed King Von had made it through 2 surgeries, woke up screaming for his firearm, then suddenly went into shock, and sadly passed away. He reportedly only had 1 more surgery left, according to someone close to him.
His mom made it through 2 surgeries. He got 3 surgeries, so he made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where he was at, and he went into shock. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla knows he fought the nurse. He the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How do you know what's going on inside the hospital? That because she was scared at the hospital.
To understand the latest footage, it's important to remember that rappers had already hinted at this before. On November 5th, 2020, King Von and his crew were preparing to head to an album release party in Atlanta, a night that was meant to be a massive celebration of King Von's life and success. Unfortunately, it turned into a nightmare. Growing up in a dangerous place like O Block, King Von was aware of the risks of being caught out in public without a firearm. As a result, when heading to the club, his crew consisted of 20 to 25 members, spread across 8 vehicles. Even King Von's manager, 100K Track, spoke about the extreme measures King Von took regarding security, giving an idea of the level of preparation that went into protecting him.
I travel one security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a crew truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security will. We're like 8, 10 cars deep, 20, 25 on the road.
Later that night, while everyone was celebrating and partying, something changed in King Von. He suddenly acted out, putting his entire life in jeopardy. It's rumored that King Von received a text message or an Instagram DM, likely from Rondo, indicating that they were nearby. While the rest of the group continued to celebrate King Von's album, he decided to end the party around 2:30 a.m. Von and his entourage began to exit the club with plans to return to the Airbnb and hotel for the night. However, King Von had different ideas.
Everybody's mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and Airbnb. So that's normal routine. The club you went to, the after hours wasn't getting paid for it. And I have no acknowledgement of his team. That have no acknowledgement of it. That was the complete Von decision.
The entire crew headed to the Airbnb, but King Von had other plans. He told his driver to take him to a different club, the Monaco Lounge. This would be the first of many decisions that ultimately led to the tragic end of King Von.
Everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car like, hey bro, we hit by, matter of fact, I think from the DJ was like, hey bro, we hit by ourselves. Like, where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
Now, King Von wanted to keep this low-key. This was, however, until his manager felt the sudden urge to let the security know to head over to the Monaco Lounge as soon as possible.
King Von initially wanted to keep things low-key, but that changed when his manager suddenly felt the urge to notify security to head over to the Monaco Lounge as soon as possible. Once the rest of the team found out, they all loaded into their vehicles, grabbed their firearms, and headed straight for the Monaco Lounge. When Von's manager arrived at the lounge, he immediately sensed something was off. King Von wasn't acting like his usual upbeat self. Instead, he was sitting in the back corner of the SUV, focused on his phone and not speaking to anyone. Von's security team eventually arrived, ready to enter the club, but he remained seated in the SUV for another 30 minutes.
For some reason, Von was, this man is like, I promise you, the best artist I've ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was awful. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30, 35 minutes.
This is when 100K Track knew he had to go check on King Von. He was able to convince Vaughn to agree to go into the lounge, but due to Monaco's club rules, Vaughn's crew had to leave their firearms in their cars. Before entering, they first sent in security to inspect the entire club, ensuring that everything was safe and that there were no threats or anyone else carrying a firearm.
I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Vaughn. Went inside the passenger seat. I was like, yo, Vaughn, bro, come on. Everybody here, wait, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Vaughn's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here 2 minutes. Let's go inside. Check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no.
While the club itself was clear with no signs of danger, the real threat was outside in the parking lot. Quando Rondo was sleeping in his car with a few of his own gang members, including Lil Tim, Lil Pab, and other street associates. They were waiting for King Von to arrive, which is why they were resting. However, things took a turn when one of Von's security guards checked the parking lot and found Quando sleeping in his car. He quickly ran over to King Von and told him, "Wando's over there sleeping."
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys came to the car and said, "Hey, so and so's here," and Von just jumped up like, "Oh, come on, let's go."
And for the first time in hours, King Von finally reacted. He jumped straight out of the SUV, quickly putting his phone in his pocket, and made his way to confront Quando Rondo. Von's team tried to get him to calm down and avoid causing a scene, but he wasn't listening. Von ran around the front of the white vehicle and immediately started swinging at Quando, who had just woken up from his nap.
He jumped out the car. By the time Von jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, he started brawling.
Just seconds into the brawl, Quando Rondo's best friend, Lil Tim, who had been oddly sleeping beside him in the car, came out from the back with a firearm. He fired at King Von, hitting him multiple times across his body. Von's manager was also hit once in the leg. Meanwhile, Von's crew, who were still armed and sitting inside their vehicles along with his security team inside the club, managed to get out and retaliate against Lil Tim. One of Von's members hit Lil Tim, causing him to fall to the ground just a few feet away. However, with gunfire erupting in the area, 2 off-duty officers working security down the street, along with 1 on-duty officer, arrived at the scene. They crept up and unleashed multiple rounds into the area, fatally hitting one of King Von's members. During the chaos, Von lay in the middle of the street, still next to Quando Rondo. Many believe that Quando was attempting to snatch Von's chain, but 100K Track believes Von was holding on to Quando to shield himself while also fighting to stay alive.
And was he trying to take Von's chain, or? Honest truth, I don't think he really had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little closer, Von was actually holding onto him, and you ain't even know it. You hear like even through getting you that strong, like he was literally holding him.
Once the gunfire stopped and the scene began to calm down, the race to save King Von's life began. His closest friend, Muab, rushed into the middle of the street without hesitation. He managed to push Quando Rondo away from Von, forcing Quando and his team to jump into the white car and drive off. They headed straight for the nearest hospital, while Muab carried King Von into the getaway car, also bound for the same hospital. What many don't know is that despite being hit 4 times, King Von was actually conscious the entire time. Members inside the vehicle later spoke out, revealing that Von was the one trying to keep everyone in good spirits. He reassured them that everything would be okay.